Hello BookTube, it's Louise the Big Head Bookworm. Lovely to see you. Hope you are well today. It's a bit grey and muggy here today. Well, actually it's not a bit muggy, it is very muggy. And I'm really hoping it doesn't rain because I've put the washing out. So if there is a sudden moment where I go and leave and the video ends, then you'll know what has happened. It has started pouring with rain. So cross fingers everybody. I'm here with some books that I have checked out from our local library. I had some time on Saturday in Cambridge because the husband took Benedict for his back to school haircut and he looks gorgeous. Thank you very much for asking. I think he looks very smart and very handsome. He, however, is not thrilled because he can't swish his hair behind his ears now, which apparently was the one thing in life that was giving him pleasure. So this morning he was very droopy about that when he was looking in the mirror. It didn't matter that I said he looked very handsome, but it's been done and I said to him, well, it'll grow back and then you can swoosh. Anyway, this isn't the point. I went to the library and I found lots of books that were actually on my wish list, ones that I had been considering buying or only just put on there. So that was brilliant, and so I checked out those. I also then went on a whim hunt and picked up books and read the backs of them, and I've got quite a few of those as well. So that's very exciting, and that's the best thing about a library because you can do that kind of thing. So the first book is The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey. This is a thriller that's doing the rounds at the moment, especially because the film is coming out this month. I believe it is this month, isn't it? September. So I wanted to read it before. Now, I know the spoiler. Before I picked it up, I knew the spoiler. There's a thing that you don't realise until you've read some of it. And people that I have seen review it said that if you know that when you go in, it does take some of the enjoyment out of the book. I have already started reading this, and I will say at the moment the most enjoyable thing about it is that it's set where I used to live and work. So I'm spending a lot of time with the book going, oh, now I wouldn't choose that route to go there. Or, I wouldn't describe it like that. But anyway, I'm sure it gets better. But one of those that I'm really glad I got out from the library. The next one is Angela Marson's Silent Scream, which is a D.I. Kim Stone novel, police procedural set in the Black Country. And Amanda from Dudley left a comment saying, I too like Peter Robinson. Have you tried Silent Scream by Angela Marston? And I was like, no. And there it was in the library. I had put it on my wish list that morning. I thought, well, it's meant to be. So I shall report back. The Female Man by Joanna Rush. This is in the Science Fiction Masterworks series by Gollancz. I really love reading the older science fiction and the older fantasy books. However, the one thing that can always trip me up with them is the gender politics, because there can be so much of their time, and that is a problem with science fiction books that I find a recurrent problem with science fiction books anyway. So I was hesitant about picking this up. It's been on my radar. I'm hesitant about picking up others, but this one's been on my radar because it explores gender politics within a science fiction framework. So it's been on my wish list for several years, and there it was in the library. I thought, I've almost bought you several times, but I'm going to read you, and then if I like you, I will come and buy you. That's my pledge to you. So yes, looking forward to that. Devoted in Death by J.D. Robb. This is number 42 of the In Death series, futuristic crime novels set in New York, featuring Lieutenant Eve Dallas and her husband Rourke. I've read them all. They're very silly, thoroughly enjoyable, totally pleasure-filled, really. The last couple I have found a little bit formulaic, but then once you've written 40 of them, it would be quite hard for them not to be. And I haven't bought this one on purpose because it's got a Bonnie and Clyde feel about it, and I'm always a bit iffy about those. So when I saw it in the library, I thought, perfect, I can read it, get through it, not have to buy it, and then I can buy the next one, which is called Brotherhood in Death and only came out in paperback this month. Then I saw Claire North's The Sudden Appearance of Hope. Claire North is the author of the first 15 lives of Harry August, which I picked up in paperback last year and read, and I liked it. They're science fiction, literary thrillers, kind of, I would say. They're good stories. I found that the Harry August book a little bit heavy-handed. I felt that she got really thrilled with the idea of it, Claire North I mean, and it needed a lighter touch. Everything was given the same weight. There wasn't light and dark in there for me, and therefore it lost some of its impact. However, other people have found that that totally draws them in and they're immersed in it. So it's different tastes, isn't it? So I am hoping that this one will have a slightly lighter touch. I'm not living in hope because I haven't heard great things about it. Even people that loved Harry August haven't necessarily loved that one, but we'll see. It'll be fine. Now, these are the books that I picked up on a whim. I whimmed away, I whimmed away, and I picked up 4 other books. This is Ellie and ER Morning by Jerry Ullsman. So Ellie and ER Morning is the title. This is in the Fantasy Masterworks series by Glantz, which as a collection, the aesthetics, how they put the books together, the covers, the feel of them, as a collection, I love. It just totally rings all my bells, quite frankly. So I'm really hoping that this is gorgeous. It's time travel again. Oh no. That was Harry August's time travel. Yeah, so time travel as a theory. So it's time travel again. What if Hitler was killed in his 20s? Looks good though, doesn't it? Spooky. It was only written in 1980s, early 80s, so I'll report back. I know nothing. I'm hoping that it's gorgeous, and if it is good, then I will buy it, and then I may well have to start buying the series, because they are lovely. Something slightly different. Michelle Stiles, Return of the Viking Warrior. Oh yes. He's come back. I didn't know he'd gone, but he's back apparently. Yes, it's a historic trashy romance. I have a varied taste, and I'm now considering these educational, quite frankly. I learn. Last 2, The Raising by Laura Kashishka. It's a gorgeous name. Shame I can't say it, but it's a gorgeous name. The scene of the accident was bloodless and beautiful. The Raising, I thought resurrection, perhaps maybe. Bloodless, could be vampire. Reading the back, it's set in a college. And well, it just sounds good. It's either going to be great and I'll absolutely love it, or I'll be thinking, thank goodness I can put this down and not feel guilty. So yes, it's quite a good size. Bit spooky perhaps. And the last one I picked up is Inspector of the Dead, a Thomas de Quincey mystery by David Morrell. This is a crime book set in 1855. And I just thought that looked great. And I have to say, it was a Thomas de Quincey mystery that drew me in. I just thought that looked brilliant. And I flicked through and looked at all the other books that he's written, which there are a lot. And I actually recognised some of them. So I suspect that I probably have read some of his before, but way back when. Perhaps when I was a bookseller, a little baby bookseller, I read some. But anyway, I thought, I love that cover and I'll give that a go. And who knows, I may have found a new author. And there we are. There's a great selection. How's that for a library? A library haul. Libraries are great, aren't they? Aren't they great? And I've got all these books. I'm aiming to read them in the next 3 weeks. But if I don't, it's not going to kill me. All right then, BookTube. I'll show you some of them. That's what I've been doing. Look at that. It's a good selection, isn't it? Hope you're all well. It didn't rain. Woohoo! So I was able to say goodbye, and I hope to see you again. Bye-bye.